Well, once again, holy shit, guys. I gotta fucking say that I know we had talked a while ago that this was kind of like the last effort. Fucking, you guys are gonna put a good push behind this band, and if fucking something doesn't happen, then you're thinking about hanging it up. But holy shit, this album is fucking worth the wait, and just bravo. This shit is sounding very, very, very good so far. Production's on point, songwriting's on point. Fucking,
It means a lot, man.
let's talk about influences or what gets you into death metal, gets you into this kind of music, why you want to write this kind of shit.
Right on.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the aggression, the power, the hatred. Man, it just against humanity is just everything. Against religion, politics, it's just it's the perfect way to release what you feel as every human should feel.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I'm sure people don't feel that way, but for me,
well, that's the kind of people you don't want to have anything to do with. You know?
Exactly. There's nothing better than having like a tough day at work or a tough work week or whatever, and going in and getting with motherfuckers that you make music with, and just releasing everything that you have. You know? And it's just powerful. It's sick.
It really is, and there's a lot to that. And I've had this conversation with a lot of people that ask, well, why do you want to get in that kind of music? You're never gonna be huge. You're never gonna fucking get on the radio or anything like that. And I try and explain to them that they don't want to make music that is anything but that shit. And some people just don't get it. They don't understand the feeling behind just the raw fucking energy and aggression in it. And it's better than, fucking sagging your pants down and going out and shooting people and, drive-bys or fucking turning into junkies and shit. So there's definitely a lot behind it that, mainstream America doesn't understand, but fuck mainstream America.
I will say this for metalheads, especially musicians, they're just passionate about what they do. Most metal musicians meet, that's what they love. Especially bands like this, and there's all over the world. They don't get the credit. I think some of the best musicians are in metal. Not just death metal,
without a doubt.
By hands down, the best.
Well, I mean, you look around the world and other overseas, their billboards are full of metal. And, what is it? Spotify or whatever said the highest streaming shit is metal that they have. But in America, we get pop music shoved down our throat and hip hop and
country music.
The only thing I give country any credit for is that they're actually playing instruments.
I agree.
So,
I agree.
And there's some old school like outlaw country shit that I like and all that, but just everything's becoming computerized and there's nothing to it. You need a fucking laptop and auto-tune to be a pop star now. That's all you fucking need. But Chris, give me two of your biggest influences as far as music writing goes.
James Murphy and have to be the Hoffman brothers, Eric and Brian Hoffman.
Well, I said two, but
sorry.
We'll let you
it's
say
Deicide, so you got Deicide. You can't say one without the other when you're talking about Deicide.
I agree with it. That is kind of a package deal on that.
Yeah.
And James Murphy, man, he's the man.
Good shit.
Yep.
And since you bring up Deicide, like after listening to this and Jeff's vocals, and say Glenn Benton, who? But Randy, some influences.
Definitely anybody that knows me knows that Iron Maiden is always going to be my favorite band. I'm 45 years old. I've been into this for a very long time, and he was a big influence in my bass playing. The songwriting, the sounds were just unreal for me. So I wanted to do that. And years later, it took me 10 bands, 20 years later to finally get involved in a working band like this that actually has paid off for me. Like I keep telling these guys, this is probably the best project that I'll ever do at my age now. I don't know what's in store for the future for me, but where I am right now, I feel like I've plateaued at is probably the best thing I've ever done.
Good shit.
Yeah, I lessoned with Chris Wise, who plays bass now for Ace Frehley,
Yep.
We went to Shenandoah together, high school, and he taught me a lot of nice tricks and, you know, different styles of bass playing, which evolved me to what I do today.
Nice. How about you, Sean?
Well, I'd have to say, for me, what got me into this music was the people in the area. Like, I would say probably Bob Agars and Rick Rigney was a huge to watch them like sing and play drums and like.
Well, before we get too much further on that, for people out of the area that are listening and don't know who that is, give a little
Bob
elaboration.
Agars is the original drummer for Wartime, which I'm the new drummer for Wartime. And really, Wartime was a huge staple growing up for me. Even though I'm in a death metal band, a lot of that stuff, to me, like early 90s metalcore was kind of crossover. I used to go to shows and see, you know, Marauder with other bands like maybe Dying Fetus or something like that, and brought everybody else.
Well, that's how it should be, because really, hardcore and death metal, yeah, there's differences to it, but it's the same fucking family. Yeah. You know, like you'll see it, especially at a Dying Fetus show. They got the slam part, so a lot of hardcore kids will come out. Same with like Dehumanized and things like that. But there really shouldn't be too much of a divide through it. It's all, I think, a lot of the same feeling.
For me, anyway, I think a lot of the problem is so many subgenres that there's just, it's ridiculous now. It's like, dude,
we were talking about this last time, Jeff, with Assault.
It gets a little crazy, and then that's almost promoting clicks.
Yeah,
because now you have so many subgenres that it's like. I'm not even that old, and I feel like I'm out of the loop. You know what I mean? Because I don't know.
Well, you know, post-hardcore, new death metal, core,
whatever you want to call it. If it's good, it's good. You know?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But mainly the biggest thing for me is that this music people got to realize is like I've met some of the greatest and best people that I've ever met in my life through this scene, whether it's hardcore, death metal, or whatever, and I'm still friends with them to this day, more than people that I even went to school with, or even my own family for that matter. So
absolutely, and for outsiders don't understand that either. You know, it's even with the cliques, like it's still one big fucking family.
Yep.
You know, Jeff, who's your biggest influence?
Malevolent Creation. That vocalist,
Nice.
They touch everything on vocally as far as lyrics and everything like that, and his vocal patterns. I just really enjoy that band.
Good
That's
shit.
my biggest influence. Old school death metal right there.
Fuck yeah. Because a new school death metal's, you know, yeah. So it
we're
gets
just not
kind
gonna go there.
Yeah. We won't even get to that. But what we will get to is the next song on the album, and this is Masters of Crucifixion. All right, guys. Well, this area has put out a lot of high-quality death metal. Like, this 518 area has been absolutely spoiled with quality death metal bands. I don't know if you guys have any insight or thoughts as to why we have so much good shit. And not just in 518, but like in New York, too. There's always a certain New York death metal style that differs from a lot of other places. And I don't know if you guys have any insights to that or what you have seen out in Denver. You know, how, if the scene differs at all, how the bands are.
Probably because New Yorkers are so miserable
I was gonna
versus
say
other
that.
places.
Yeah.
If you go
very
out
true.
other places, they can tell automatically. Oh, you're from New York, aren't you?
Yeah, we just fucking hate everything and everybody, you know. But how is it out in Denver?
It's good. They have. It's a bigger scene. Obviously, it's a bigger city. So
Yeah.
you're gonna get more. You're gonna get more bands and more subgenres or whatever.
Yeah,
The death metal is good. I mean, they have really good death metal bands, but it's different. Out here, there's more of an anger in the death metal, which I love.
yeah,
I need anger in my death metal.
absolutely.
And that's what to put down any band in Denver because there is that anger, but it's just different. There's just more of an aggression here.
Well,
And I think a lot of it, like Denver is always sunny. It's always nice. People are always happy. You know, here it's cloudy. It's raining, and you know you have to deal with
And
assholes
we
in
fucking
traffic all the time because
pay
people are
taxes
pricks.
for breathing.
You know, pretty much. But I don't know. The scene out here is great. It's just too bad that it's not working out too good for it.
Yeah, it's
I wish it would
it's
pick
been
up
up or
just for
down.
the bands that are here.
Yeah, the bands that we have here they deserve more than what Albany has to offer. Not taking anything away from the scene and the people in the scene, but like you said, it's not like a Denver. It's small, you know, and a lot of the bands they get stuck here, you know, and a lot of them deserve a whole lot more than what we have to offer. Not for any other reason other than just the size and exposure, you know, that they would get to other bands, you know. But hopefully something can turn around. It's been up or down for years, you know how it is. Some years it's fucking going very, very strong, and I think when I started doing shows at Trick Shot, like the first 2 years, I never saw less than 150 people at any show. And then you go through a year where it's hard to get 100 or it's hard to get 50. Yeah. You know, like I lost, I think $400 or no. Yeah, I lost $400 on Misery Index, Lord Dying, Sexcrement, Assault on the Living, and Tentacles. Yeah, it doesn't make sense, but that's just how this area is. It's not the size of a Denver or, you know, a New York City even. We kind of struggle up here, but that's that factors into it too, just how pissed off people are and how New York has that kind of unique. I mean, that even goes back to the 80s and early 90s New York hardcore and all that. So New York definitely has its own breed.
That's for sure.
Oh yeah.
So that being said, let's move ahead, and this is Spawning Death. All right, guys. Well, one thing I like to talk about with bands is like a lot of the mindset behind certain things is to like what Jeff just brought up. Actually, is track listing, running order, is how much thought goes into the order of the songs on the CD.
Quite a bit. It was tough. We tried a bunch of different stuff just to make sure you got a good flow. You know, it was tough. I thought it was tough.
Yeah, no, I agree. But you want it to be a ride, you know?
Yeah. So I know a lot of bands will call it like a concept album or whatever, so they have to stage things a certain way. I don't know if you guys would consider this any sort of concept album.
In a way, everything...
Lyrically, it's not even close to being a concept album.
I would say for me, in a way, I know they're saying no, but for me, everything I do is a concept. Like, album-wise, a concept album is like, as far as like having a we all know what we all want. I think that's why everything works so good, because we all have the same kind of influences, the same likes and dislikes. So I think a lot of the stuff is unsaid, where like we know, like I know what he doesn't like and he doesn't like and he doesn't like, or vice versa. You know what I mean? So that sense makes it easier.
Well, it's good to be able to work together and not have one person just saying this is what we're doing.
Yes.
You know,
It's always been a group decision, always, and especially too being harder with Jeff being over in Denver. It's a lot harder, you know. We got to like group phone call and like, you know, trying to get, especially getting stuff done with the CD. Like, oh well, I can talk to these guys face to face, but you know, it's hard to, you know. And then stuff gets misconstrued sometimes, you know. So it's not easy.
But it's worked out, and it's worked out very, very well.
Yes.
You know, I want to talk about stuff like that because my old guitar player started playing with another band around here years ago, and guitar player for a band we were just talking about outside, he was leading on it, and my buddy was there like trying to write some shit, and he's like, no, you save your writing for the other band, you play what I write. You know, and that's just not how shit goes.
No, that wouldn't fly in this project.
No. Yeah.
Everybody has input. We do it as a group. Everything's done as a group.
Yeah. This is Salvation Denied. This
Yes.
isn't, you know, he's Salvation Denied or he's Salvation Denied. It's not like that. Everyone has their say.
Fucking A, right? And that's good because you guys were just telling me that four of you haven't been together in how long?
Well, this is what at least
Over a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes it tough, but you guys make it work.
Right.
So kudos to that. And moving right along, we're going to hop on to The Duty to Survive. fun. All right, guys, we're just rolling through this fucking album, and again, just got to give you guys credit for this. I know a lot of effort went into it, and it absolutely shows.
Thank you.
I know you guys have all been involved in other projects as well in the past, and even on the side here and now. Let's talk about some of them. Like, I know, Sean, we've talked about you being in Nephalem and Wartime Manor and all that. Any other projects you guys want to touch on that kind of helped mold you to get you to this spot with this band?
Most of my early work wasn't really in metal, honestly.
Yeah.
I took lessons as a kid for probably 8 or 9 years, and then tossed all that out the window and joined a hardcore band. And did that for about 5 or 6 years. And
well, that was 518?
yes, it was.
Nice.
Yep. That's really it. After that, I realized now metal's what I want to do. It's what I focused on, and that was pretty much it. It's been metal for the last 25 years.
Nice. How about you, Jeff? I know you got I Am Minerva out there, and that's going well.
Just to start off, I mean, I'm kind of a late guy. I didn't start singing until I was like 27, maybe 26, 27, and I'm 33 now. I just never knew it was possible, you know?
Yeah.
And I decided to start a band. We were on the side. I started that one in between that, and then I found Chris.
Yeah, you guys played my first show I ever booked at church.
Yeah, that was fun. That was good. I enjoyed that. I learned a lot, and I'm still learning, you know? Always learning, and really, Salvation Denied gave me the opportunity to do what I'm doing in Denver now. You know? They heard the music, and they heard my vocals, and like, this guy is what we want, you know? So this band actually led me to other bands, you know, and doing that band helps me for this band, because, you know, it's a different type of death metal, but it still keeps my voice going instead of having to take 6 months off and then come down to sing or whatever. You know? I'm always staying fresh.
That helps.
Which I like, because I like to keep it going and learn, you know?
Absolutely. So. How about you, Randy?
Well, I played bass in Nephalem too, with Sean. Before that, like I said, I'm 45 years old now, and back when I was a teenager, I was involved in a few different bands. Nothing that ever turned up anything decent, really. You know, I just like to do it. I like to play. I never really found like the right people to work with, I think. But until I met Sean and got involved in the Nephalem project, that really brought me back out and made me put out my first album and kind of get back to work after years of being absent from playing bass and doing anything musically at all. So, you know, once Nephalem started to slow down, you know, like these guys, they kind of wanted me to, you know, join the band, and I kind of hesitated a bit. You know, and then eventually I gave in and just started working with them, and it started to
everything just came together.
Yeah, it started to come together, and, you know, it took a few years for us to get to the point where we are actually right now, because we just recorded the last 3 tracks. It was about last November, almost a year ago. You know, but up until that point, those are the only projects I've been involved with.
Nice. How about you, Badger?
Well, for me, it all started when I was in seventh grade with my buddy Jason Barno. Our original guitar player for Nephalem was Adam Hopi, and we used to jam. I used to actually sing, and same deal. Could never find reliable musicians. I mean, we had people that would bring brand new equipment and leave it there and never show up, never call us, never nothing no more. So, like, we would start, you know, jamming around. I'd learn to play guitar a little bit. He'd show me stuff on drums, whatever. Then I wound up buying a drum set, and that's how Nephalem. I started jamming. I've been friends with Matt Kelly. We went to school as my singer from Nephalem. He's in Tyrannized now.
Yeah, another great band out of this area is Tyrannized.
And we owe him a big thanks for helping us with the CD. Did all the layout and everything. Everybody will see that soon.
Yeah, Matt Kelly's done a lot of work for me with flyers and everything like that too. He's fucking really
Solid
good dude.
Yeah, I was
really
going to say
dude.
that.
Yeah, we're happy to have him
Good
aboard
band
on this
also.
album with his work.
Yeah.
So, like, we started doing that, and that's how Nephalem started. And then I was always, you know, go back to what Chris is saying about some of these songs being 10 years plus old. I was always going over to 518 practices and the Necromancy practices, whatever. And I always wanted to jam with Chris because, like Jeff said, the chops and whatever. I could hear that's what I want. I want to do
That
stuff
groove.
like that.
Yeah.
So I used to be the
Absolutely.
guy hounding everybody all the time, and then we started doing this. And if it wasn't for him pushing me to be able, like, our first song was Beast that we ever wrote together, and that pushed me. And if it wasn't for that, I don't even know if I would be able to even do some of the stuff that I did and to become the new drummer of Wartime.
Yeah.
So like Jeff said about like doing this project open up doors for everybody, you know. And I can't. Everything that we have done together as a group, I would not take one bit of it away for anything.
Nice. Well, we're going to keep showing the progression and how far you guys have come from your beginning days. We're going to get back into the next song here. We got, up next is the Fuck! God damn it. Can you punch me in?
I guess.
It's a long song title.
Fuck it. It's the Misanthropist. The Misanthropist. I can't fucking talk. Let's hear it.